Okay, if Jesus really is the only way to heaven, what about all those people who died before Jesus even came to earth, especially those who believed in God? What happens to them? As you're listening over the next 3 minutes, I hope you'll hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That'll allow videos like this to have more widespread impact when people are Googling and searching this stuff on YouTube. So thanks a lot for doing that. So one of the questions that you'll get, especially when you're talking to skeptics, is what happens to people, even people like Abraham, Moses, and David, who believed in God, were trying to do their best to follow God, but they died before Jesus? What about those men of the faith, those women of the faith, who believed in God, but Jesus wasn't around yet? Do they get some kind of special pass? Now on a side note, I'm not a big fan of those people who get that quick pass at Disneyland and at Six Flags where they got a little pass and they can skip the line. I think everybody should have to wait in line. Well, the short answer is no. They don't get some kind of quick pass. They don't get to skip ahead of Jesus. They don't get to leave Jesus out. They get to heaven the exact same way that you and I get to heaven. Belief and faith in Jesus. Now I know what you're thinking, but Nokomis, Jesus wasn't alive yet. How could they believe in Jesus when he wasn't even there? You know, that's true. They never did meet Jesus, but they did meet Jesus' shadow. And understanding that shadow is an important thing to understand for understanding how they had faith in Jesus before Jesus even walked the earth. So let me give you a quick explanation of what a shadow is. 3, 2, 1. A shadow is an outline of something that's coming around the corner. Now, you don't get the full picture, you do get this 2D grayscale version of it, but if you study it and examine it, you can get a pretty good idea of what's coming around the corner. While the people who were before Jesus and died before ever meeting Jesus never met him face to face, what they did actually get to meet is this metaphorical shadow that was depicted in things like the temple, where the temple wasn't Jesus, but the temple gave this outline of who Jesus would be. The sacrificial system, it didn't give this great picture of how Jesus would die on the cross and rise from the dead, but it did show that sacrifice was going to be a part of who he was. Now we get this great passage in Hebrews chapter 10, and it says this: the law is only a shadow of the good things that are coming, not the realities themselves. These things, the laws, the temples, the sacrifices, it makes known in the New Testament that it's not Jesus, but it is Jesus' shadow that is coming down in the past. And so the men of old, Abraham, Moses, David, while they may not have got a picture of Jesus himself, they may not have known Jesus' name, they may not have seen what exactly he did with the miracles and the teachings and the resurrection and the crucifixion, they actually did know him because they knew his shadow. So did they know Jesus personally? No, but they did have faith in what was coming in his shadow. There's this great passage in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 that says this: now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commended for. You see, the ancients were commended for their faith, but they were commended for their faith in Jesus. They, just like us, have to have faith in Jesus. They only saw a shadow, but we get this 3D in living color, story after story of who Jesus is and what he did. And so we put our faith in who he is. We don't have to put our faith in the shadows anymore. So do they get a pass? No, they do not get a pass. They have to have their faith in Jesus as well. So that's a 3-minute Thursday thought. Hopefully it was beneficial and answered some questions that you or maybe some skeptical friends have. If it was, I hope that you'll like, I hope that you'll subscribe. Thank you very much. Catch you later.